it's truth or dare. Look, I dare to speak the truth. Look, I dare to speak the truth. Look, I dare to speak the truth. Now it's truth or dare. Look, I dare to speak the truth. Look, I dare to speak the truth. Look, I dare to speak the truth.
Yo, it's your boy again, Easily Done. Episode 42. Now we're going to jump into this NFL. And I wanted to kind of give my, as we enter into, let me look at this schedule. We're entering into week 8 in the NFL season. You know, I wanted to give my little power ranking, my standings, what I think about. I don't know, my who I think the best teams in the NFL are at this point. Basically, my top 8. Number 1, let's just jump right into it. Let's not even waste time. Let's get these dudes their props. Kansas City, man. It pisses me off being a Niners fan, knowing we just got our ass beat last week. Okay, yesterday we got beat pretty decisively by Kansas City. Excuse me, I'm looking at these scores. We got beat last week 28-18, and my Niners looked at. Sorry, I don't know what else to say, man. I know, I watch my sports shows, and you guys, some guys saying we got injuries, but the thing about my issue is we keep wanting. First of all, Brock Purdy's on the verge of being about to get a contract extension, so. In my point of view, if we're going to pay this man this huge extension, I know he's going to get. He's not going to take I could see Purdy being the type of dude he is. Might not want to be the top paid, but he's going to want to get within the top 10, without a doubt. You know, especially if we're going to offer him off the rip, right? Which is 50 plus, $50 million a season. We pay Purdy. It'd be awesome, him being I don't want to use a man of God. I don't want to use God like that. I'd be dead ass wrong because I know he's a man of God. I'm a man of God. I love that about Purdy. You could tell how he carry himself. Like he got a well-roundedness to him. It's more than football, even though you love the game, right? I don't know, man. Like I don't see him making that type of sacrifice. It's only once in a lifetime these guys get an opportunity to make the type of money he's about to get offered. And he's played, if you go off his stats, you got to give him a pretty decent contract. But us paying him is going to cost us. Like players, it's just what happens when you do this. But some teams make it work. The Chiefs making it work. Mahomes is a $50 million quarterback, and he got hella commercial money. And look how they winning. They're making it work. Defense. They're not the same Chiefs they was when he first came into the league, and he was throwing 50 touchdowns a season. But they still a problem. Their defense is outstanding. He's still Mahomes. He's capable of taking over a game. He could have a terrible game, which he played bad against us. He had 3 interceptions and a pick, and we still got beat decisively. And that's why I went back to this whole Purdy conversation, because the man, wants to prove to people he's worth this money he should get, that he don't need these superstars, because Purdy's got all pro receivers everywhere. He's got Deebo Samuel, Pro Bowler receiver, Brandon Ayuk, Pro Bowl receiver, Kittle, Pro Bowl tight end. Now McCaffrey's been hurt, but then you got Mason on his way to being a Pro Bowl running back. The man's second in the league in rushing. And when something off, he looked crazy. So, not to make no excuses, the Chiefs got an outstanding defense. They showed up their defense is, that's their new identity now. They're a defensive team. Chris Jones is the man. Like Mahomes is gonna be the man because he got 2 MVPs, but Chris Jones is like the leader right now of that team. That defense is doing the damn thing. That's number 2 of my top teams of this year, so far this season. The Ravens, man. I watched them play against Tampa Bay. That offense, listen, first of all, let me say something. Lamar Jackson is improving beautifully right now. All of us last year bitched and moaned about why is Lamar not taking off every second when they lost in the AFC Championship game last year. And that's because obviously the man is trying to become a pocket passer. He really, and he is full circle become that this year. The man is putting up passing numbers to the best of these quarterbacks in the NFL. Literally, he's the best quarterback in the NFL, like if you go stat for stat. Mahomes the man because he got the rings. You know, that's what we base the GOATs off of, is your ring game. Mahomes got 3. Nigga, Lamar don't have 1. But he has 2 MVPs, and he's on his way to another one. The way they looked that night, that I was so impressed, bro. For real. They were outstanding, bro. They were running. You first of all, they gave. See, you see Derrick Henry, and that's another reason why they raw. They got Derrick Henry too, right? Derrick Henry, you barely giving this man the football. It was by halftime, the man only had 5 handoffs. Had like 20 yards, 5 handoffs. Second half, I think he had maybe 12 carries for 160 yards. That man started eating. They played that shit out so perfectly, bro. You could not coach that no better. Let you sleep, worry about Lamar Jackson, and then here comes Henry, and you trying to tackle this nigga after you sitting there trying to figure out the passing game with Jackson. Baltimore is they've won 5 straight, and they have offense. I've never seen the Ravens have this kind of offense. You know, now what we're used to seeing the Ravens is have a all-world defense, and their defense is still pretty good. Number 1 in the league in rush defense. They're going to get teams to throw on them a lot because they're putting up so much points that other teams are trailing them. They get behind the Ravens so quick, you got to throw the football heavy. So the Ravens look really fucking good right now, bro. I'm extremely impressed. Number 3, I almost want to say 3A and 3B, right? Because they played each other Sunday. The Minnesota, who's really the Detroit, is 3, and then Minnesota's 3B. You know, 3 and 4, per you want to say it like that. But Detroit they look damn good too. Damn good. It's so sad that their one weakness, because their offense they're the second best offense in the NFL. You know what I mean? They just don't have a dynamic quarterback like Lamar Jackson, but Jared Goff is very good. And he's got a group of weapons around him. You know what I mean? He don't have Derrick Henry. He has Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery at running back. Mean 1-2 punch. That to me, that's the best 1-2 punch in the league. And they play outstanding. Then he has a nice receiving core. Jameson Williams, Amon St. Brown, and then Laporta, the tight end. They're nice, man. Detroit offense, and then they do have the best offensive line. That's why Goff be standing back there for 5-10 seconds every drop back all day to throw. 3-4 Pro Bowl on the offensive line. Detroit is a problem. Okay? For real. Their defense is their issue. They got great players, but they lost their stud, which was Aiden Hutchinson, who would lead the league in sacks. You know, now he's gone. He's gone for the season too. Broke his leg. It's unfortunate, man. And that's a Michigan boy. Oh, you know I love seeing my Michigan guys do their thing in the NFL. I mean, he was a beast at Michigan. He's a beast at Detroit, and this same state too. That's awesome to see that, right? Broke his leg, and that's like what they need. Like when I watched the game against Minnesota, they don't have no pass rush. You know, it's okay. It's not terrible. They put pressure on the quarterback, but you know, Aiden's it's different between you running around and making a quarterback have to move around in the pocket versus actually getting to him. And Hutchinson actually gets to him. You know, so that's the only thing you got to watch with Detroit. They might have to make a trade, man. They might have to make a move because they got a legit Super Bowl contending team. They're the best team in the NFC, without a doubt. Best team in the NFC. But Minnesota right there with them. And they played Minnesota this past weekend. Same division. That division is gangster. Okay, you're going to make me jump down to my 6th best team with Green Bay. And you got Chicago, too. And Chicago is 4-2. Like, that division is looking outstanding, for real. You know, Green Bay, they're a well-balanced team. They got a nice little receiving core. I love their receiving core because it's this young core receivers. I feel like it's Donald Driver and oh my God, Jordy Nelson and who was the other receiver they used to have? It was like a nice. They got that all over again. A core. You know, and then your boy Devontae came along. Like Green Bay used to stay with that. It was a machine with them for years. They stayed with a nice receiving core. That's why Rodgers was so good for so long in Green Bay. And they done it again. They got a nice core, man. You don't know which one of them dudes gonna eat. They got 4 good receivers like Green Bay, and then you got my man Jacobs at running back. They lose. Man, I hate that I'm like my name game is like garbage right now. They lose. They lose Jones and they get Jacobs. That's a nice tit for tat. Jones over in Minnesota. Aaron Jones. So Minnesota, Sam Darnold. Let's jump to Minnesota. Sam Darnold. That's one of them feel-good stories. You know what I mean? Because he was drafted high when he came out. I spoke about this in another episode. Sam Darnold, drafted high when he came out, and he didn't live up to his draft status when he got picked up when the Jets took him. I want to say number 3, number 4, like 2019, 18, and he never lived up to it. Then he went to Carolina, started showing. He still got a little bit. Then he got picked up by the Niners. You know what I mean? When we picked him up, he played behind Purdy. And I guess that little experience behind Purdy, and he went to Minnesota, man, dude is playing. I feel like if he continues to do what he do, my man McCarthy, my another Michigan boy, who they drafted in the first round, Minnesota, you might have a situation on your hands. Because I'm going to go with the high hand. I can't. It would be dumb while Sam Darnold's playing like a superstar. That's why they're 5-1. He's playing great football right now. Why risk it for a rookie? And Sam Darnold ain't nothing but 27. He's still hella young. Like, I don't know, man. I'm going with the you can get draft picks for that rookie. But Sam might now we gotta wait till we're only in week 8. You still got like 12 more weeks in the season. So, you know what I mean? They got 9 more games to play. Or 8 more games, 8 or 9. I think it's 9 more games. I was correct the first time. Listen, Darnold got to wait. He got to prove himself. He got to make sure he can do this all season. As soon as they see, all right, then that's going to leave room for McCarthy to come back and take his job back. Because that's what they drafted him for, to be the starter and not to be nobody backup. But when that boy go out there and he look like a Pro Bowler, and you got to see that he's 27, do we want to risk getting rid of what we got already? And you're going to get a value out of him at his contract because he's a vet. He ain't really done a lot. Like, you could sign him this year and get him bargain price versus, let's say he has 2 back-to-back really good years. Like, let's say McCarthy come back. But they tell McCarthy, we're going to sit you 1 year anyway. Sit you another year after your injury. Let Darnold keep playing. Right? Then Darnold does it again. Now Darnold can ask for more money. So it's an interesting situation in Minnesota. But they're playing fantastic, man. Flores, the former Dolphin coach, doing a damn good job of their defense. I think they were a little bit blitz happy though, because Detroit was exposing that. Minnesota doing a lot of blitzing, Detroit getting a lot of one-on-one on the back end. But Minnesota's still producing. They're still got playmakers on the defensive side of the ball and the offensive side. I hate to see that injuries part of the game. So when I mentioned Aiden Hutchinson, you can't feel that bad for the Lions because every team in the league got people hurt. Yeah, so my Niners are destroyed right now. We got to line up every day. Fuck it, it is what it is. But Minnesota's still looking real good right now. Like, I feel like that Detroit, Minnesota, that NFC North race is something to watch. To keep going down the list, I got to put my Texans number 4 just because I love C.J. Stroud. And I don't know why people acting like he's doing the damn thing right now. I mean, they first of all, the Texans are trying to establish their defensive team. Their defense is up there in the league. They're up there in all major statistical categories. You know what I mean? Williams, the other high draft pick they picked the same year they picked Stroud, he's on his way to stardom. You know, but defensive guys don't get the same hoorah as a quarterback. But the fans of Texas know they got a defense. They went and picked up my man Lindsey Hunter from Minnesota. I like the Texans, bro. I think Stroud ain't doing nothing, but he ain't gonna do nothing but get better. You could call it a slight sophomore slump because we thought he was gonna come out here and throw 40 touchdowns because you put Stephon Diggs in the receiving core and he already got Nico Collins and Tank Dell, but they look very formidable. And the key to them is Joe Mixon. When Joe Mixon don't play, they're not the same team. When he's out there, they're a problem. They smash people. When Joe's out there, and that goes to show all those NFL people that don't understand the running back position is so crucial. If you watch football, that running back position is absolutely crucial. It's just in the NFL because these dudes come out of college at such a rate where the chances to succeed, the running back position has the highest chance to transition to the NFL. No other position does it as smooth. But not everybody go into the NFL and be a great running back. They just seem to hit when they do their research and pick the right guy. It seems to work out just more likely in the NFL. But you still can't undervalue what a great running back can do for a team. Look at the Eagles. You know, that's my number 17. You know, look at the Eagles with Saquon. He's the best player on that team right now, and they got all type of superstars. Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith and Brown. They got offense, but Saquon's like holding them down because Jalen's up and down. And I'm not even mad at Jalen. I blame it on the offensive coordinator. You went and got the wrong guy. You should have, my man, I forgot his name. He used to be quarterback for Dallas backup. Was a Dallas Cowboys offensive coordinator. And Dak didn't play good when he was over there. You know, you gotta get a coordinator that's for, like, you see how the Ravens went out and made sure they found a coordinator that worked with Lamar's talents, that understood what Lamar, his skill set, and then developed their offense towards a skill set, and then Lamar expounded from there. That's what they got to do with Jalen. Don't just make him play like this prototypical. Y'all done fucked up for years, decades. What's a prototypical NFL quarterback? Now you got all these dudes coming in here, my brothers, who are letting you let them play like they did in college. They'll make it work in the NFL. Don't box them in with what you want to call prototype. I don't want to make it about skin color, but I mean, that's what y'all were doing. Point blank, that's what we're celebrating black quarterbacks now. Because you see, once y'all took the chains off, these dudes are phenomenal in the NFL. They running it. But it is a truth to the fact that you do want to limit hits. Because you get hit too much, you get hurt, And speaking of that, let's talk about my number 5 team. I know I'm jumping around, right? 1 is Chiefs. 2 is Ravens, 3 the Lions, 4 Minnesota. No, 4 Minnesota, 5 the Texans, 6 Washington. You heard me? Washington. You got to go with them. You got to love them. You just want to see Jaden Daniels stay healthy. See, that's what I'm talking about with guys. Because he's already putting up monster numbers, but he's putting up a lot of rushing yards already. And he's not built like Lamar has a little bit more of a muscular build than Jaden. Jaden's a little bit slimmer, a little leaner, but he still was a runner. He was a runner coming out of college. Man ran for like 1,300 yards his last year at LSU, man. And he's on his way this year. The man is playing at such a level, bro. The Washington's blowing everybody out. They're beating teams they should beat, but it's still the NFL, man. You got to respect the record. They winning. They gave the Ravens a run for their money. They went to the wire. Ravens won, but Washington and Jalen played great. Like, I can't say nothing else, man. That boy is looking phenomenal right now. So keep an eye on Washington. But we already talked about Green Bay because they're in that NFC North division. So that was... Washington's number 6. We spoke about Green Bay. Jordan Love, the great receiving core. And Green Bay has a solid defense too. The Green Bay is a young team. You gotta watch teams like that because that light can turn on and they can really start. And they already did it this weekend. They beat the Texans and they beat them decisively. Like Green Bay's young, the Texans are young, but Green Bay, see, that's where Texans are young, Green Bay's young. Texas Green Bay got a little bit more experience. Jordan Love, this is like his third, fourth year, versus Stroud second year. Receiving core. Now the Texans might have some major receiving core. No, they're both young teams. Green Bay just had really, you gotta look at his coaching because LaFleur, that Green Bay is fire. He's an awesome coach, outstanding. He's right behind Shanahan. He ain't winning Super Bowls, but he's winning every season. He won with Rodgers his last few years with Rodgers. Then he let Rodgers go to let Jordan come in. Jordan's winning. They won with Malik Willis, the backup who looked decent. He came in looking decent. I'm like, I think that made Jordan because Jordan looked like he was gonna be out half the season, 10 weeks. When they saw Malik out there and he won both of the games he started. I think that's made Jordan say, I ain't even gonna play with this. I gotta come out there now because Malik looked like he about to take somebody's job. But the thing is, Jordan getting paid too much, so that ain't happening. But Malik looked good though. I'm interested to keep seeing Malik Willis because I liked them coming out of Liberty. But Green Bay, I got them 7. Philadelphia number 8. Philadelphia number 8. Pittsburgh number 9. If I could pick the 10th team just to make it an even number, I'm tripping. Oh, definitely, I'm tripping. Really, I'll throw Buffalo in this mix too. I'm tripping. Sorry, my Buffalo fans. So we can put Buffalo number 10. You know what I mean? Really, you can intertwine these last. I almost want to put Buffalo at number 6 over Washington, and then put Washington 7, Green Bay 8, Philadelphia 9, and Pittsburgh 10. And then you can intertwine. But let's talk about Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, on paper, might have the best defense in the NFL. Hayward, Watt, Fitzpatrick. I love Porter at corner. Pittsburgh got a mean defense. That defense. Patrick Queen at linebacker. The other outside linebacker, I forgot his name. Dog. Pittsburgh has a mean defense. And now you got Russell Wilson. See, I might be disrespecting them. Because Russell looking real good. Russell looked real good in the one start he played against the Jets. If he puts up some type of numbers, I might be miscalculating. I need to redo this list. I'll tell you that for sure. If he looking like the Russell from Seattle days, the Super Bowl winning, Super Bowl contending, NFC West champ. I remember they used to give us hell. They would whoop us when it was pressure with my Niners and them boys. I know you see me with a Dolphins. I live in Miami, so and I got a hat game, so excuse all that. Don't even worry about that. I got drip, okay? Hat game galore, so it's part of my show swag. But yeah, I like, Pittsburgh. You can intertwine Pittsburgh. I don't know if I skipped Philly. Let me go back to Philly because we talked about Saquon. We talked about, Jalen Hurts. Oh yeah, we did talk about Philly. So let me jump to my last team since I just talked about Pittsburgh. Russell. If Russell keeps playing, they'll be moving up that list. That's something to watch, especially with the fact that Ravens and Pittsburgh, when they're both good, it's always interesting. When they're both good, somebody going to that Super Bowl. I'm telling you, there's something about them too, man. When they're racing, and let me tell you, I got a sleeper team. I got to say something just because the same division, and you probably already know who I'm talking about because it ain't Cleveland. After I talk about Buffalo, listen, you got Jared Allen. Jared Allen, other than talent for talent, only quarterback on these teams that really better than him is Lamar Jackson, but that boy fire. And they just made a great move picking up Amari Cooper. Great move. Listen, this is how I love Buffalo. McDermott is a defensive coach, but he knows not to clamp up that superstar he got at quarterback. But I love the way guys leave Buffalo. He plugs in a new piece and they don't miss a beat on defense. Seriously, I love the two bookend pass rushers they got in excuse me if I don't say it right, Espinenza and Rasul. I love them too. They both young. They both been decent. They just been sharing time with, because they used to be so deep with the defensive ends. You used to have William Floyd and you had Von Miller. They still got Von Miller, but they were sharing time. But now they getting a lot. Vaughn's getting older, so he come into special situations. But between Espinenza and Rasul, they nice. I'm telling you, man. I love how Buffalo just. And then you got my man. What's my man name? Defensive tackle. They already, the one that just get a contract extension too. So Buffalo always keeps that thing moving. You know what I mean? That defense. Like McDermott's a defensive-minded coach. Buffalo won't play D. As long as that offense, Jerry Allen, don't turn the ball over, they're always formidable. That's why I'm really kind of like, I'm looking at this list. The Chiefs 1, Ravens 2 for sure, Lions 3 for sure, Minnesota 4 for sure. But 5 through 10, you can really interchange all that. You can mix that and match that between the Texans, Commanders, Green Bay, Philly, Pittsburgh, and Buffalo. Just know that if you're in the top 10 in the NFL, but that's legit, because there's what? I'm trying to think how many playoff spots in the NFL. Isn't there 7 teams per side? There's 14 teams. So you're doing all right. If you're one of them, you know what I mean, top 10 right now in my list. And I think all of these teams are worthy, formidable opponents. I got respect for all these franchises, how they're looking right now. We'll see how the league keep going, how it keep working. We'll see who can hold it down, because as you all know, it's a long NFL season. And while I be saying that, I want to put it on my channel, on air. You got to watch out for this team, because they always start out slow. And once Joe gets the go, look out below. For real. Man, them Bengals, man. That's my little sleeper team. At first, I said the Giants, too, in the earlier entry. Yeah, they trash. I'm sorry. I thought I saw something because they got a nice defensive stick. I love Burns over there, and what's his name? I can't say his name. He got the whole Creole, Tito, whatever, with the TH long, with the ends with the X. My man, he, and then you add in Ojulari, they came out of Georgia. They little rotation of defensive ends fire. And then you got the defensive tackle out of Clemson. Damn, man, my name game is trash right now, man. My memory trash, y'all. Trash. They just, I like but they just can't put it together. I guess they quarterback, he just can't cut it. But fuck the Giants. Let's talk about the Bengals. Sleeper team. Watch them. They're 3-4. Remember, they were 0-4 at the beginning of the season. They don't won 3 straight. Watch out. All right? It's your boy Dunn. Fanatics.